Welcome back to Country Conversations. My name is Joey, and as always, I am joined by...
Hey man, it's Chris here tonight. What's going on tonight, Joey?
Not much, my man. We have a fun one planned tonight. We are going to be talking about Luke Combs' album, Growin' Up.
That's right.
It has been a while since we've got to do an album ranking and review, so I'm super stoked for it.
It's going to be a good one.
It definitely is. We do have some guests coming on tonight, some return guests, actually. We've got Luke Combs updates herself, Kayla, coming on the pod. And we also have Zach, who was on a podcast reviewing Luke's sophomore album probably about a month or so ago.
Yep. So this is a group of Luke diehards tonight.
That's right, man. That is right. But we wanted to catch up with you guys for a couple minutes before we get Zach and Kayla on the show, because it has been a while since we've got to do any updates or just kind of catch up with you guys. So we appreciate you guys tuning into our artist guest appearance episodes. We definitely appreciate that. I'm sure those artists do as well. But
yeah, we've had some good ones.
We have. We're very fortunate to have had some great guests on the show, so we appreciate it and hope you guys have enjoyed it. But now it's time to get back to us talking our opinions on new music out of Nashville. So
that's right, and this has definitely been the album of the last 6 months. So I'm curious. I'm curious to hear what everybody's got to say about it.
Me too, man. It's been, we've been so busy. We've been to so many shows since we've really got to catch up on the pod. I went to country concert, got to go see Kojo, Brooks and Dunn, Ernest, Morgan Wallen, Hardy.
Yeah.
That was a great weekend. We just went to one of the Luke Stadium shows in Columbus together, which we'll talk more about that once we get them on the show tonight. But a ton of music has came out. I couldn't even talk about it all if I wanted to. There's so much, but everything's going good on our end. We hope everything's going good with you guys.
That's right, man.
But just want to say hey to you guys, let you know kind of what we're going to be doing tonight. So go ahead and tune in. We'll catch you guys here in just a few on the other side. And guys, we are back. We are now joined by Zach and Kayla, as we mentioned a few minutes ago. We're going to be talking about Luke Combs' latest album, Growin' Up.
That's right.
For those of you that may be new listeners to the show, we have had Zach and Kayla both on before. Zach and Kayla, thank you again for joining us. How y'all doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How about y'all?
Doing well, man. Thanks for
joining
joining
man.
us.
Excited to have you.
Absolutely. And yeah, we had Kayla was on one of our first episodes to review Luke's debut album, and then Zach was on probably about a month ago to review the sophomore album. So we thought, what better way to do the latest album than bring them both back to rank and review the album. So
how are you tonight, Kayla?
I'm pretty good. Good. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be here.
Right. We're here for a good reason.
That's right.
That's right.
So what have you guys thought about this album so far? It's been out a little over a month.
I got several songs that I do like on it, and I obviously got one that I don't really care for too much. I guess we can get into that when we start top 12. Other than that, I think it's a great album.
For sure, man. What about you, Kayla?
I'm honestly just happy to have some new music.
Facts. Chris, I know you're loving it. We talk about it all the time, so.
I am loving it.
Me too. New Luke music is a good thing. So.
Yeah, and I think we'll get into it, but you and I and Kayla were at the show this past weekend, and once you get to see the songs live, they take on a whole different kind of just meaning, and Luke live is a different beast than on album. So it's I'm glad that we got to see. I think I counted he played half the record last weekend at the show. So that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. What do you play, 28 songs or something?
Yeah, I think we counted 28 or 29 songs. It was a beast of a show.
Oh, dude. That was probably my favorite Luke show I've ever been to.
Yeah, what'd you think, Kayla?
Oh, my gosh. It was so much fun. It was definitely glad to be back in the environment of a Luke Combs show.
Yeah.
It was awesome. The I don't know the exact name, but the pre-game tailgate party or whatever with Drew Parker and all the merch and stuff, and everybody was tailgating outside it was at Ohio State's football stadium, so everybody was tailgating outside, and getting to meet up with all the OG fans was super cool, like yourself, Kayla, and Hannah, Rachel, Brienne, Adam, everybody. Zach, unfortunately, you were not there, my man, but we'll get you to Ohio.
Yeah, it's kind of depressing listening to that.
And neither was Chris.
No,
He was
I
late.
showed up at about 6 o'clock. I got there
Like-
well after any of the pre-party.
I'm rolling my eyes right now at you.
I was having a long day until we got there.
I didn't think he was going to make it, and then all of a sudden
yeah.
he just sat down next to me, and I was like, "Oh, hey."
Well, I think I got there. I missed all of Morgan, and I missed half of Cameron. So I guess I missed the two of his bigger known songs. I know I missed "Sober as a Drunk" and "Giving You Up," which are probably my two favorite Cameron songs. But I made it for Zach and obviously for Luke, so I still made it in time.
There you go.
63,000 people in a stadium. That was,
It's crazy.
yes, that was absolutely insane.
It's wild, dude. Just to think, in like 2017, he was just playing like college bars and stuff. Like
Yeah, not that long ago.
over here in Ohio, he played at Miami University, and like it was like November of 2017 when I went to see him, I think. And then now there's 63,000 people plus in stadiums. Which, granted, Zach Bryan probably sold quite a few tickets as well. I mean, he's pretty popular now too. But I mean, with all due respect to Zach, Luke could have sold that without probably a couple of those people on the lineup. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Powerhouse.
Yeah.
But it was a good show. Zach, we missed you. Like I said, we'll get you to Ohio. But Kayla, I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about the way this project was rolled out, and just like your predictions if there's going to be a side B and all that good stuff?
Oh gosh. Honestly, I was really disappointed that it was only 12 songs. I'll admit that. I thought that it was when it was announced, it was very underwhelming, if that's even a word. I won't lie, I shed a few tears. I'm gonna be real, because my favorite songs are the songs that aren't on this album. So it's like you're still waiting for the songs that you've been hearing forever.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with the album now. I'm glad that we have the songs that we have. So I'm just anticipating the next one.
I'm with you, because initially I was kind of bummed that it was only 12 songs. In the era of everybody and their brother dropping a double album, and then Luke, like, arguably the biggest name in country music right now, drops 12 songs, I was like, oh man, that kind of is a bummer. But then after listening to it, I thought it was a pretty well-crafted project. So I'm happy with it. What about you, Zach? What are your thoughts on how everything kind of rolled out and all that?
I was thinking, 12 songs, yeah, that's not a lot, but any new songs are better than none. I thought I remember them having issues like with flooding and stuff, so I kind of figured the reason why he only put 12 songs out was he was just trying to get us new music and didn't have enough time to finish the whole album.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Chris and I have talked about this before. I don't know, Chris, if we've talked about this in the show, but traditionally 12 songs, I mean, that was an album, like up until the last couple of years, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was normal until, I don't know, your Cody Johnson, Eric Church, Morgan Wallen, Jason Aldean, double albums, triple albums, and all that started like flying off the shelves. But so I don't know. I was indifferent at first, but I think it was pretty well put together.
I told you immediately, Joey, that I was super pumped that he was doing it this way because it's obvious. I mean, he named the record after a song that's going to be on side B. There is no vinyl because he's holding off until both sides are out for the vinyl. So that's obvious. And, I mean, if you put out 24 songs right now, then in a year, all of the fans want more music. You know what I mean? Like,
true.
And if he puts out 12, and then he puts out another lead single after the single that's at radio now, and then he gives us another 11 songs, then it spaces that out enough, and it gives him time to kind of figure out what's next. Because in today's world, people like you get a record, and then it's like, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
Instead of just like living with it and going to the shows and listening to the music and like, so it's like. Personally, I think they learned a lot from like Eric Church and Thomas Rhett and some of these people. It's like if it's a double album, space it out a little bit to give each song, kind of its own moment to shine.
Sure. No, I agree with you for sure.
I'm kind of with Kayla in the sense that side B. I mean, if he includes those 5 or 6 songs that we know on side B, it's going to be incredible.
All-timer.
Yeah.
That is some of the best music I've ever heard, let alone just from Luke.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did want to talk about. Actually, this was probably, I don't know, a few days, maybe a week after the album dropped. I put on our Instagram stories for people to vote, or our Instagram story for people to vote, and on their favorite Luke song off this record. So I wanted to go through our listener votes really quick before we do our ranking. But All right, so our Instagram followers and I think some people on TikTok did some comments. I counted as well, but number 12, it was On the Other Line. Number 11, Ain't Far From It. 10, Used to Wish I Was. 9, Call Me. 8, Any Given Friday Night. 7, Outrunning Your Memory. 6, Middle of Somewhere. 5, Better Back When. 4, The Kind of Love We Make. 3, Tomorrow Me. 2, Going, Going, Gone. And number 1 was Doing This.
Mm.
So those were from our social media followers on a couple of our platforms based on their votes.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's interesting. I don't want to deep dive into their thoughts because that will spoil ours, but it's very interesting to see how different people's perspectives of the same songs are. So, but anyways, if you guys are ready, Zach, Kayla, Chris, we can
Let's
go ahead
do
and
it.
jump into our ranking here, and we'll start at 12 and go to 1.
I'm ready when y'all are.
Cool. So let's do it this way, so that way it's like, since we have 4 people doing this, I'll go first, and then I'll pass it to Zach, and then Kayla, then Chris, then I'll go again. Is that cool?
Okay.
So
All
me,
right, that
Zach,
sounds
Kayla,
good.
Chris.
Yep.
All right, guys. So at number 12, I have Any Given Friday Night.
Wow.
Interesting.
I know
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was.
I had that high.
Yeah, number 12 for me. But
Man.
come on now, no judgment. Come
Well,
on.
I thought after we saw it live on this weekend that you would put it higher. But
It was
jam
a
live.
banger live. It
Yeah.
was a banger
Yeah,
live.
for sure, for sure.
But just listening to it on the album, and again, I like all these songs. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad one, but I had to put it somewhere, and it just happened to be at number 12 for me. But Zach, what do you have, man?
All right, I got On the Other Line at number 12.
On the other line,
I
okay.
just, I don't know. I can't get into that song.
Sure. Kayla, what about you?
I have Outrunning Your Memory.
Ooh.
I figured you'd have that one at the bottom.
The very bottom. If it could be number 13, it would.
Oh my gosh. Chris, how about you, man?
I'm with Zach and I'm with the listeners. I've got On the Other Line at number 12. And I don't skip it. I mean, it's not a song that I hate. It's just you got to put something at the bottom. So yeah, I've got it at 12.
Sure.
What do you got for 11, Joe?
Well, that's kind of why it made number 11 for me. On the other line, it's not my favorite. It's not one that I would skip, but I didn't think it was my least favorite. But I've got it on the other line at number 11. It kind of reminded me of "I'm Gonna Miss Her" by Brad Paisley. And I know a bunch of people have put that like online and stuff, but when I first heard it, I was like, "Oh, this is kind of nostalgic in a way."
Yeah.
But what about you, Zach? What do you have at 11?
I have Outrunning Your Memory at number 11.
Oh, jeez.
It's, like I said, it's starting to grow on me, and it may in the future move up a little bit, but it's all right, I guess.
Yeah.
I think he could have did that with someone else, and it would have been a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think would have been better? Putting you on the spot.
Yeah, you are putting me on the spot.
I'll give an opinion.
I don't know.
I thought when he announced it was going to be a duet, I thought it was going to be like
Ashley
Ashley
McBride,
McBride.
maybe?
Yeah, that's who I was thinking.
Yeah,
I like Miranda, but I think Ashley and him would have sounded great together.
yeah.
What about you, Kayla? What'd you have at 11?
I have Ain't Far From It.
Okay. Okay.
Do you like that one at all? Or is it, or did you just put it down there because something's got to go at 11?
It's not one I go to. It's not one of my it's not like I don't like it.
Yeah.
Hey, honesty is the best policy. That's all
That's
right.
right. That's right.
That's funny. What do you have, Chris?
Number 11, I've got Used to Wish I Was.
Okay.
And I mean, I think partly is probably just because it's been out so long. we've known this song
That's a
for
good
so long. It was one of the first ones he played in quarantine. So
Yeah.
I love the song. I never skip it, but it's not one that I specifically play.
Sure. I would say that is one that I really like the raw acoustic video, like cell phone video versus the produced version more. But yeah, so we're in the top 10 now.
Well, you got it 10, Joe.
10, I've got Ain't Far From It. I like
Okay.
it. It's honky tonkin', you know what I mean? It's very to me it seems like very 90s influenced. Actually, a lot of this record really sounds kind of 90s influenced, but I've got it at number 10. I like it. It's fun. It's a jam for sure, but just wasn't one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you got at 10, Zach?
All right, number 10, I got The Kind of Love We Make. And I don't know if that's just because it's been out a little longer than some of the other songs, but that's just kind of where I got it on my list right now.
You wait till you see it live, and your opinion will change because
Yeah.
the
Come
stadium was
on.
insane. Oh man,
Like, what, Kayla, was that you that posted the Combs Choir on Luke Combs updates? And they were singing. I'm pretty sure that's what the crowd was singing. The Kind of Love We Make.
It's crazy.
That was wild. Even being there last Saturday was insane. What do you have at 10, Kayla?
I have used to wish I was.
Nice. I feel like we're all kind of in the same ballpark
Yeah.
yeah.
as far as favorites. I think the top 5 will get kind of fun though.
What do you got at 9, Joey?
Did you say what you had at 10?
Oh, 10. I've got Better Back When.
Nice.
I love that song.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. It could be number 3 tomorrow, but I had to put it somewhere tonight, so I put it at 10.
I feel you. I feel you. So
What you got at 9,
9,
Joey?
9. I've got Used to Wish I Was.
Oh,
And-
yeah. That one's kind of universally. near the
Yeah.
bottom.
I think it's got a good message and everything, but again, I definitely like the raw, uncut type version. You know, that was posted to social media more than the produced version, but it's good though. But that's my number 9. How about you, Zach?
Number 9, I'm sure this will be a little higher on y'all list, but I got Call Me. Uh, yeah, I had to put it somewhere, and that's where it fell.
It's hard when you like all of the songs off an album to put them somewhere, but I feel you. Kayla, what do you have at number 9?
I have The Kind of Love We Make.
Oh wow, I thought you'd have that one a little bit higher.
I think it's just because I don't relate to it.
I got you. That's fair. Chris, we can't skip you again. I need to know what your number 9 is.
Number 9, oh man. So I would say from here on, these are songs that I just listen to all freaking day. Number 9, Tomorrow Me.
Nice.
Wow.
I love that one.
Yeah, I mean I love that song. It was I loved it when he performed it back in quarantine. But it's been out a while, so that's probably the reason I've got a number 9.
Man, number 8, I've got Outrunning Your Memory, the duet with Miranda.
What do you think of it, Joey?
So, full transparency, when I first heard it, I didn't like it. I was like, I was expecting a lot more from this, you know. But then after I've listened to it quite a few times, it was something different for Luke to do. Even the vocals on it are quite a bit different than his normal stuff, and I don't love it. I can't say it's one that I would start listening to if I'm going to this record, but I mean, I'm definitely gonna jam out and sing along to it. So
Yeah.
it's good though. How about you, Zach? What's your number 8?
Number 8, I got Tomorrow Me. Like I said,
There
I
we
love
go.
that song. I had to put it somewhere, and I kind of wore it out when it first come out. So
Oh yeah,
that's why it's towards the bottom.
that's a good one though.
It's a good song though, man.
Absolutely. Kayla, I'm curious. What do you have at 8?
I have On the Other Line.
Okay,
Ooh,
that's a little bit
that
higher
one
than
that
all
one's
those.
grown on you a little bit, hasn't it?
I love it. Ever since hearing it live, I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, much more after hearing it live. I agree with you there. How about you, Chris?
Let's see. Number 8, I've got Any Given Friday Night.
Jamming out. Did it move up after the live show, or would you have had it lower or higher? Or about
Yeah,
the
it
same?
probably moved above Better Back When just because he played it live.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy when music's been out 3 weeks and a whole stadium knows these songs. Like that's just I guess I should expect that from Luke's fans, but that's an awesome feeling.
Some Entertainer of the Year type stuff right there.
That's right. That's right.
I'm telling you. Cool, man. So we're at 7. I've got Tomorrow Me at 7. Similar
What do you think of
thoughts
it,
to all
Joey?
of you guys. It's a great song. It was one of the ones.
Not
that
me.
Oh wait, yeah, that's
Don't
right.
be
You
saying
didn't.
you guys, 'cause that's my
That's
Hey,
song.
I said guys. Okay, no. Yeah, but so again, it's one that he played early in the quarantine or whatever, and I don't know. I like it. It just had to go somewhere, and it was one of the ones that was released before the album dropped. It was Doing This, Tomorrow Me, and The Kind of Love We Make, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
3 singles
Yeah.
that dropped, and
Yeah.
so I mean it's been out a little bit longer, obviously, than the other songs, but I love it though. It's good. How about
What you
you,
got,
Zach?
Zach?
Number 7, I got Any Given Friday Night.
Mm.
Like you said, it kind of getting the '90s feel. I grew up in the '90s listening to country music, so I definitely can get down with that song for sure.
Heck yeah. What do you have, Caleb?
For number 7, I have Middle of Somewhere.
Ooh.
Okay. Nice. Why 7?
Um, I just have a pretty solid top 6.
Okay.
And if that was going to be anywhere, it's going to be right after those.
All right. I feel you. I feel you. Chris, how about you, man?
Oh, man. I'm looking at the rankings.
Try
I'm
to
gonna
swap some
go-
out.
I'm going to go Ain't Far From It at 6.
Nice.
I mean, there's three kind of jam honky tonk songs on this album. Better Back When, Any Given Friday Night, and Ain't Far From It. And Ain't Far From It reminds me the most of like Honky Tonk Highway and just the early Luke stuff. So I guess that's probably why I've got it above the other ones.
Nice. Cool, cool. All right, number 6. I've got The Kind of Love We Make. I like that one. It's fun. It's like I don't know, it's like the sexy song off the record. There's kind of that overused trope of do what you're doing or doing what we do, but I think it works in this one. I mean, it was awesome hearing it live and everything, and had to go somewhere, so it's number 6 for me.
That's right. So huge hit. Huge
Yeah.
hit. What you got, Zach?
I have Ain't Far From It for number 6. Kind of sticking with that old '90s feel. Uh, Listen to it a pretty good bit. Maybe next week it might be a little higher, but that's where it sits right now.
That's awesome, man. You like that honky tonk stuff, which is good. I think that's what most of us grew up
Yeah,
on, really.
definitely. Yep.
Heck yeah. How about you, Kayla? What's at 6 for you?
I have Doing This.
Ooh,
Mm.
that's the one. Tell us why.
What do you think of that one, Taylor? What do you think? What do you
I-
think of when Drew performs it?
I'm obsessed. I love when Drew sings that song. And I'm not really a fan of people covering Luke Combs songs. So when Drew sings that one, I love it. But I just like my top 5 more.
Sure. What do you think when Drew covers it, Chris?
Well, doing this is kind of such a slow song. I like when Drew covers it. When he covers Forever After All, I'm not as big of a fan. But doing this is such a good song, and Drew, it's such a stripped down song. I think Drew does a good job on it.
Yeah.
I was surprised when Luke sang it fourth. Like it was
Yeah,
like his
it was
fourth
early.
song.
I was expecting him to play it later in the set list for sure.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, but then,
everybody loved it, though.
Right. I mean, it's it's crazy.
I
It
was
doesn't
just-
really Luke. It doesn't really matter when he plays songs. Really, like when you think about it, he's got like 6 or 7 songs he could close with.
That's true. The one always brings the house down.
That's right, man.
We'll talk about that. But that's awesome. We're in our top 5 already. It's going quick.
No,
Oh, wait. I
number's-
skipped you this time.
Yeah,
you skipped yourself. Now I skipped
you're
you.
struggling tonight, John.
Dude, I'm off kilter. It's been a while since
No.
we've done an episode like this, so I'm like
That's
totally
right.
like bizarre right now. But anyway,
Number 6, I've got Kind of Love We Make. It's it's kind of a generic song. It's kind of a just kind of written to be a hit song, but man, live that was crazy, and it's only been out a month, so it's
yeah.
definitely gonna be a song that he plays near the end of shows, probably for the rest of the time, because it's a jam.
absolutely, man. Hey, we both had that at number 6.
There we go.
I think that's the first one we had the same. Usually we have a lot of the same, but not this time. All right, man. Top 5.
Here we go.
I've got Going, Going, Gone at number 5.
Ooh,
I love that one. That one's really good. I'm sure some of you may have it higher, but that they made number 5 for me.
what you got, Zach?
Number 5, I have Doing This.
Nice.
What do you think of that one?
I've seen it twice live, and it's probably one of the best songs that I've seen him sing live, in the past 3 or 4 shows.
Yeah, absolutely. It's different for sure.
It hits
Yeah.
for sure. Kayla?
My top 5 song is Any Given Friday Night.
Oh, so you like the
Oof.
jams?
I do. I do. I love that one.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
Did you move it up after we saw it Saturday night?
No, I've always liked it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Shockingly enough.
That's good. He played it for you.
Yeah, you guys are making me feel bad. I had it
No,
like
no.
number 12.
We know what Luke played for Kayla. 5-leaf clover.
Oh,
I'm,
man.
hey, I'm ready
That
for that
was
song. I can't
that
wait.
was amazing live.
Yeah, oh, for sure. He played it at Country Concert, the festival last year, too.
Yeah.
Which I think 80% of the fan base was PO that one didn't get dropped yet.
Literally.
The show.
Including Nicole.
Yeah. Didn't she tease him about it on her Instagram or something?
Yeah.
Man, that's funny. What'd you have, Chris?
Number 5, I've got Call Me.
That's a good one.
It's a good one. It would not surprise me if that one kind of reminds me of When It Rains It Pours a little bit. Just kind of like double meaning, kind of just.
For sure.
It would not surprise me if that is a single down the line somewhere.
I agree with you 100%. Cool. I've got at
Number 4, Joey.
Number 4, man. I've got Call Me.
It's a good one.
I love that one. I love it. The double meaning behind it, and you're gonna call me SOB from BFE or whatever he says, and
Yeah.
but no matter what you call me, you're gonna call me. So yeah, I think I really like that one. Zach, what was your number 4?
That's right. Number 4, I thought this would have been a little higher for y'all. Is Used to Wish I Was.
It's a good one.
Tell us why you had it at number 4. Why you like it? Maybe more than we do.
I don't know. It just, like I said, when I first started listening to it, I didn't really care for it, but it's grown on me. My kids love it. Now, I guess possibly because they want to hear it all the time is why it grew on me a little more.
That's what's up, man.
That's a good reason, man.
Speaking of kids and songs they want to listen to, my son has recently been hooked on Beer Never Broke My Heart. And it is awesome. It's awesome. What about you, Kayla? What do you have it for?
I have Call Me.
Nice.
Oh,
Hey, we got
yeah.
the same there. Let's go.
That's right.
That one. I mean, that one could have been anywhere in my top 5 for sure. It's one of my favorites.
What do you think of that one, Kayla? Why do you like that one?
I think what you think, or who, I don't know who said that, but I like that there's a double meaning, like When It Rains It Pours. I like that.
Yeah.
Luke
a
does
good one.
those songs really well too,
Yeah, he does.
for sure. Chris, what do you have it for, man?
Number 4, I think this is the only one that is totally different than what you guys think. Number 4, I've got Outrunning Your Memory.
All right. I kind of was
Wow.
expecting. I was expecting
Yeah,
that from you though.
I mean, the first time I heard it, I was like, okay, but it's just like it's what I grew up on. It's it's early '90s, late '80s country. It's a simple duet, but he wrote it with Miranda, so it definitely feels more like a Miranda song than a Luke song for sure. And it's just one of those ones that's definitely going to grow on me over time. Because I mean we've had it for a month, and if we had done this ranking a month ago, I probably would have had it at number 11 or 12. So it's definitely moved up the list for me.
That's awesome, man. I was definitely expecting that from you though, just because I know your taste. That's great, man. Top 3 already.
Top
This is
3,
going
Joey.
quicker than I thought it would.
What you got?
Number 3, I've got Doing This. I love the way they dropped it. I love how it was like the surprise song last year at the CMAs or whatever. And it is a anthem live. The meaning behind it is huge, and I think it's really true to who Luke is as an artist. I think he truly would be doing this even if he wasn't the big timer headlining stadium selling out guy. Just because you can just feel that song is real for him, that he just has a true passion for what he does. So I just think it's a really, really good one.
I agree, man. What you got, Zach?
We on number 3. I got Middle of Somewhere. I think that's a song pretty much all of us can relate to as far as where we live and growing up and everything.
Caleb, what do you got?
I have Tomorrow Me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Why do you love that one, Caleb?
Ever since the first time I heard it acoustically, I've been obsessed with it.
I feel you on that.
Absolutely. Number three, Joey. I'm with Zach. I got middle of somewhere. Number three.
Nice.
I know you were hoping to hear that on Saturday, and he didn't play it for you.
I know, man. It was a heartbreaker. So I guess we're at my number two, which would be Middle of Somewhere. I love that one, man. That one is. I'm like Zach said. I think anyone that's grew up in like a small town or a rural type area can relate to. To us, it's Middle of Somewhere. I love the line that he says. Gosh, I can't think of it. It's just another drop in the sea of old map dots or whatever. Is that what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
near the
That
end there.
lyric is
Yeah.
very
Yep.
simple, but so like deep to the small town folk. I feel like I don't know, man. I think it's a really great song. So Zach, what is your number two, man?
Number two, I think this is like I said, he puts out a lot of relatable songs, and that's probably why he's so popular. I got Going, Going, Gone with number two.
Nice.
What do you think of that one?
I guess anybody can relate to that. I love it, man. I love it. I think anybody that's lost somebody, looks sounds like in a relationship can relate to that.
Yeah, Ooh, it's a good one, man.
What was your number two, Kayla?
My number two is Better Back When.
Oh yeah.
Mm, it's a good one.
Okay.
Love it. Love that
What,
song.
why do you love that one, Kayla? Why does it stick
I
out to you?
think like I think it's called a pre-chorus. I love the way he sings the pre-chorus, and I love the bridge. So I literally just love the song.
He's like he sounds a little like his vocal is a little bit different and like harsher on this song. Like um, it's almost like he's growling or something throughout this song. He's really intense on this one.
Yeah, yeah.
I agree.
It's a good one.
What do you have it to, Chris?
Number two, I've got Doing This. Um,
Nice.
I just think that he's got a couple anthems on this record. I mean, Middle of Somewhere and Doing This, obviously, and Doing This is just that's just kind of his like you know stick the flag in the ground. This is who I am kind of song that just kind of tells everybody who Luke is. And it's just it's just killer.
For sure, man. Man, we're at number one. I don't know if you guys have guessed it, but I've got Better Back When at number one.
Ooh,
This
Yep.
why Joey?
this one, man, when I first heard it, it was like so nostalgic and took me back. Like the part of the song where it talks about the gravel lot spot by the Porta Johns and had they bought a pair of cheap seats to hear Never Want Nothing More. That is just like summarizes my like 19 to mid to late 20s. I feel like with my wife and stuff because we would just go down to Riverbend, park in the gravel lot by the Port Johns, tailgate, going to see one of our favorite artists, and it was just it took me back to some good times. And I really like how the lyric where he says it probably wasn't, but it seemed a little better back when, because it probably like wasn't as good like as you think it is, but it just seems like it because the way that you remember that type of, like just the way nostalgia works. I feel like, and I thought that was a cool play on the words, I guess. But that's my number one. That's one I keep going back to over and over and over for sure.
What about you, Zach?
I got to go with Joey on that one. I got Better Back When is number one. I mean,
Let's
he
go.
said it perfectly as far as bringing you back to growing up 18 to 20. I mean, I can't get enough of it. And I think the part I like best that he says, saying, I ain't saying that right now ain't right where I want to be. I think how it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's talking about the days of growing up, how great they are, but he's not reminiscing. I mean, he's reminiscing on it, but not like depressed that he can't go back. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, I don't know. I love that song.
I feel you. It's like he's thinking back on the happy times and how it seems like it was better, but he's not mad with how things turned out or where he's at in life, kind of
And
thing.
just to play on that, I know Joey. You see how my kids can recognize like the worst in any of his songs,
Mm-hmm.
and they call that song when he wants to play it like at church and stuff. They'll call it the middle finger in the wind.
Do they?
That's how they recognize that. So like anything on any song, they're gonna recognize the worst in it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I remember that video. I forget what song it was that I think you posted on Facebook or your wife or
Doing
something.
this,
Yeah, I think it was doing this. Yeah,
yeah,
that was funny. Yeah, that's awesome. Kids, man, they're wild. I
yep.
love it. All right, Kayla, let's hear your number one. From Luke Combs
I
updates herself.
My number one is definitely Going, Going, Gone.
Nice.
Boom.
That's
What
a
do
Love
you
great
think,
that
one.
Taylor?
song.
Why do you love that one?
I don't know. It's like it's such a sweet and simple song and like so soft. And I appreciated how he put the acoustic version out of it. And even when he played it live on last Saturday, it still was pretty acoustic played.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Awesome, that's a good choice. Chris, my man, what do you got number one?
I'm with Kayla. I'm
I thought
definitely with
so.
Kayla. Going, Gone is top five Luke song for me,
Yeah.
and I mean, I think Kayla, you posted a couple times. You can always tell the songs that Luke writes with Ray Fulcher because they just have it's like a melancholy slash like a lot of detail, but also simple. I don't know, just the way that Ray and Luke write together. Tomorrow Me and this one and a couple others, but I don't know, man. It's like
Magic.
definitely when I listened to the record the first time, this was the one that kind of like stopped me in my tracks and was like, whoa, this is as good or better than any of the stuff I've heard Luke do.
Heck yeah.
It's a good one. It's slow, but it's got the third most streams right now. So it would not surprise me if it's a single, but it is really slow for radio. But I mean, Luke can kind of do what he wants. But
At this point,
I hope it's a single because it's just so good.
shows a different side of him too.
Yeah,
So I feel like it'd be cool to send out the radio.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, that was our ranking for all of us to our listeners. Thank you for going through that with us. It was awesome. I'll go ahead. We can give that. I also want to give the album a rating out of 10. All of us to do that. I don't think I told you guys that before, but I will go first. And don't come at me with like pitchforks or anything. But I'm gonna go probably like a big fat 7 out of 10.
Okay. Just
an
because it's short.
No, I mean,
Okay.
I think it was an amazing project, but I don't think it was as high of a caliber as his previous two releases.
Okay.
But it's not bad. A 7 is,
Yep.
I think a 7 is still really good, but it was a very well put together album. I feel like if I give everything Luke does a 10 out of 10, I'm not being a fair critic, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm super biased because I am such a huge fan,
Yeah.
but I would probably go a big fat 7 to a 7.5 out of 10.
If they put a side B out, are you going to consider it another album, or are you going to consider it all together?
So
What do you
I
think?
guess it just depends. If it comes out as like a side B where it turns into a double album or a deluxe, I would probably put those songs in with these and make it one album. I guess it just
Yeah.
depends on how they roll it out and how soon and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
But if it's a separate album, and it's not
Yeah.
meant to be a total project, then obviously I'll think of it differently. But there are, if they do put out the songs that are unreleased that we do know, and it is come out to be like a side B or whatever, I mean, that's probably a big 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
Those songs are great.
What do you think overall, Zach?
Like I said, I'm kind of with Joey. I'm gonna go probably a 8 and a half, probably. Like I said, if you ask me this in another 6 months, some of the songs that I had on the bottom of the list always tend to grow on me. I always think that I don't care for them too much, and then 6 months later, I'm listening to them. So uh, I don't know. I can't say that he has any bad songs.
Yeah.
I'm with you, man.
What do you think, Kayla?
So, okay, it's hard because I love every single song, but I think honestly, so when I first heard that it was just 12 songs, I was so mad. I was like so mad at him, like I could have flipped him off, but but I mean, you can kind of see why he's doing it, I guess, streaming wise and sale wise and that kind of thing, but I I love it now. I love the album. I love every song. I think the duet would have been better with another artist. I think that's just such a random, and I get he's doing it because he loves Miranda Lambert, and we get that. We don't. It's not us. So
Sure.
I just think that the album itself is a 9 out of 10, simply because we didn't get Five Leaf Clover, which I only assume we didn't get Five Leaf Clover because it's going to be on the next project. But I feel like he wants that song to be a single, so he's just waiting for the right time to release it, which understanding, but that's the only reason it's not getting a 10 out of 10.
I think that's fair.
I'm there with you.
What are you gonna give it a ranking wise, Chris, or album rating? I should say.
Well, I mean, we haven't really talked about it, but every time that Luke puts music out now, we like you just automatically compare it to the debut, and you automatically compare it to the second record, and like it's impossible to love music more than we've loved those two albums. So it's like you have to really focus on, okay, this is a separate record. What do I think of this? And I don't know if he could have done any better for me. Like, I mean, obviously, I want Five Leaf Clover, and I want Joe, and I want See Me Now. Sleepless in a Hotel Room. Like, everybody wants those songs, and I think we're going to get them pretty soon. But as just a 12-song project, I'm with Kayla. I'd give it a 9.
All right, that's fair.
I feel like on this album, so I don't know what it is about me. Maybe it's because I love the first album and like the deluxe of the first album. But when I compare these songs, I compare these songs to like the first album. Like the second album, I have my top couple favorites, but like I don't listen to the What You See Is What You Get album a lot. I still listen to This One's For You all the time. So I think I compare those two in the sense of like Chris said, I don't think he could have done any better than what he did, except for releasing the songs that we have been waiting on for almost 2 years now. But yeah, it's like I can't compare it to his other albums because I feel like it's like some of his best songs.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think you got a good point there for sure.
Joey, as soon as he drops "See Me Now" as the next single, you're going to change your ranking to 10.
Oh, for sure.
I know.
I was so disappointed.
You're mad. You're mad because he didn't include that.
Dude, I was so disappointed.
He just likes to keep us waiting. Like there was absolutely no reason that he could not have given us all these unreleased songs. There is no reason for it. Like,
What a tease.
I know, and it's so aggravating because because he released so when Tomorrow Me was first put out, it was whenever the deluxe version of What You See Is What You Get came out. So we all thought that Tomorrow Me would be on the deluxe album of What You See Is What You Get, and it wasn't. So we were waiting for Tomorrow Me since the deluxe of the first album or the second album.
Mm-hmm.
So he just likes to make us wait.
Yep.
It worked.
Chris, we've talked about this a few times. It's one of the things that we love and hate about how Luke teases music, because he will tease it to get it out there, get the feelers out to the fans, because that's really how he built his career, was posting things, seeing how people reacted to it, and then cutting it. But now he's at a point in his career where he doesn't have to do that. People are going to love what the guy puts out.
Yeah.
He's established, arguably the biggest name in Nashville. People are going to listen to whatever he puts out. So I hope with projects going forward, he kind of reels back on the teaser stuff.
Yeah.
And just puts stuff out. But I also feel like it's just a sign of the times, because everybody's doing that. It's not just Luke. It's Wallen's doing it. Zach Bryan's teasing the new album every other week, it seems like. And
yeah.
Everybody.
Well, and we have to remember that all of this happened during the pandemic, so we have to give him a little bit of a pass on this. You know what I mean? I think a lot of this music got pushed back a lot. I think this record would have been out 6 months or a year ago if it hadn't been for the pandemic.
For sure.
And I think he probably would have just handled it a little bit differently.
Oh yeah.
Like Zach said, he was dealing with the flooding. Lord knows if they were able to get. It's super weird that there's no vinyl out yet for this record. They could have sold a ton of vinyls just on, even if this is going to be side A, they would have sold 50 to 100,000 copies of the vinyl record if it had been out. So, there's definitely some stuff that's gone on that has caused them to release the record like this.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you guys have listened to like any of the interviews or podcasts or anything that Luke's been on lately, but he was on I think it was the Amazon Country Heat podcast, and he had talked about how he had planned on putting this record out much sooner than he did, but COVID like obviously put a halt on everything, and he said he kind of felt like it wasn't fair because he had the tour all planned out and all these stops he was going to be at and everything, and it was kind of like when he was at his peak moment, and then everything just stopped, and he had to like obviously couldn't perform, and he said he didn't feel, and I don't want to quote him because I can't remember the exact thing that he said, but something like he didn't feel it was fair to work on the project and put it out when he couldn't put his full heart into it because he was still focused on the tour that was still upcoming with the delays and stuff. So yeah, you're right, Chris.
Yeah.
Kind of to what you just said about how it was during COVID and he was releasing stuff online and everything, like acoustically. But speaking of podcasts that he's been on, did you guys watch or listen to or watch the Full Send podcast that he was on?
The one where he talks
No,
about Morgan a
I
lot.
haven't.
Yeah.
Is that the one where the
it's
guy
a good
called him
one,
Luke
Zach.
Bryan?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yes.
That was the worst podcast I've ever watched.
I was like,
Yeah.
what in the world?
Yeah, like how did he not? He just kept being interrupted, and I'm like, how do you sit there and let that? Like, I would have got up and left.
It was wild.
Yeah, and you could tell they had no clue about country music. It was
No.
It
They
was
just
strange.
get,
They did it. They did it
Yeah.
solely for views, and I don't know. I don't even know why Luke would have done that. They must have paid him quite a bit.
they're a huge podcast.
They've gotten millions.
Donald
of
Trump
streams.
was on there. The
Oh,
baby,
really?
The baby's been on there.
Oh, they knew nothing
Luke.
about him.
Like they've had some like super like famous people on there, which is crazy. But yeah, they didn't. They called him Luke Bryan, and I was like, what? And then they didn't. I think they didn't know about the Crocs or something. Like they were hating on the Crocs or whatever.
Yeah, they were being completely like. Maybe that's just their thing, but I was like, that is so rude.
Yeah, I don't. That's the only podcast theirs I've actually ever
Yeah,
watched.
Zach,
or listened to.
it's on YouTube. You need to go watch it. Cappy jumps
Yeah, I'm
in a
gonna
couple
have
points.
to check it out.
Yeah, Cappy's
it's-
on there. But it was
Yeah.
they pop up on my For You page on TikTok all the time. They post clips of their episodes, and I see all these like famous people that they talk to. I'm like, how do they get like some of the most random celebrities on here? But what I wanted to talk about was the Willie Nelson story. Did you see that part, Kayla?
Yeah, I honestly might have skipped through it a little bit, but I got the gist of it.
Oh my God! Long story short, he goes over, somehow gets connected to go to Willie Nelson's house and play poker with all these old time guys, and you know they're doing what Willie Nelson does. Everybody knows that. And Luke talks about how he's sitting at the table, and Willie Nelson like gets up from the table and walks down the hallway, and Luke's like the only one that can see him, I guess. And all of a sudden, he like hauls off and kicks this punching bag or something, and just walks back to the room, and no one even knew he did it or anything except for Luke. And I'm like, that's like the most bizarre story that you could tell anybody, but you have to. I don't know. I don't remember all the details. It was much funnier listening to Luke tell it. But
Yeah, it was a very long story.
yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I-
it's
that
a
was
long
like,
podcast. Yeah.
yeah, it was like over an hour. I think the whole episode.
Yeah, it was so long.
That was literally like 2 sentences compared to like a 5 to 7 minute story that Luke probably told.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was funny. So if you guys haven't, go at least listen to that part. Ignore the fact that they called him Luke Bryan because that was very random. But
It was random. Hey, Kayla, before we head out, what did you think of the encore the other night on Saturday? Was that maybe the most powerful, amazing moment you've seen at a show when he brought Addie
Yeah,
out?
that was so cool, and it just shows you how good of a guy he is. Truly, like he has such a good team around him too.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was amazing.
I don't think there was a dry eye in the stadium when Addie came out.
Yeah, we were all like, "What is going on?" Because they took forever to get back out there.
Yeah, that was something special though. Really.
Yeah, it's been going super viral. I mean, everybody on YouTube and all the socials have been talking about it a lot. So I'm sure it's raised a lot of awareness for her, and I've been.
Oh yeah,
following on
her
socials.
GoFundMe's like what, up to 100,000 now,
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
which
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure she
awesome.
probably
Yeah.
could use a lot more. But I think that's pretty incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Definitely been thinking
Yeah.
about her and praying about her since learning her story because She's so young, man. That's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It
that was
seems
really
like
fun.
just kind of looking at her story, it seemed like that just kind of come on last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, like it just
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
That's
That's what I got
crazy.
from it for sure.
17 years old.
Well, I think that's going to do it for our Luke Combs Growing Up ranking. Thank you, Kayla and Zach, for coming on. We really appreciate your guys' time tonight.
Of course. Thanks for having me back.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks,
Thank you for
Anytime,
guys.
having me.
anytime.
We'll,
Why don't
we'll be
you?
we'll be back for side B.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
That's right.
This was our first quad pod, so hopefully it went well. To our listeners that have made it this far, thank you so much. Hopefully, it wasn't too crazy. But why don't, real quick, Kayla? Why don't you tell our listeners where they can find you at on social media with your Luke fan accounts and all that good stuff?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of the socials really, and TikTok. My TikTok following is growing, but it's just Luke Holmes updates. I post quite a bit of concert videos. I've been trying to post more because I've been slacking, but yeah, go follow me on there.
Go follow Luke Combs updates. And Zach, you've got your
Okay.
Facebook group that you talked about in the last episode. You want to tell our listeners where they can find you at on there?
Yeah. You just search Luke Combs. This one's for you. It's just a page, basically, same as Kayla's, just posting videos and pictures, and we do some giveaways that people have been sending me just rare items that you really can't get unless you go to shows. So it's been pretty cool to that some of the people's been sending a bunch of items, and it's really been helping out. We've been able to do giveaways almost every week I think it's going to be a year next month. So it's been
Mm-hmm.
going pretty well.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
have a
Awesome.
bunch of. I don't know why I never thought of this, but I have a bunch of merch that I don't know if you give away merch, but I have a lot of merch that I was given from like doing the photo shoot and stuff that I don't use,
Yeah.
like a couple cups, a couple of the koozies. I have like 10 koozies that you can have. I have a couple of
Yeah,
hats.
that'd be great. That'd be awesome.
But yeah.
Like people really appreciate it. I love doing it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's awesome thing. You should have seen how much merch they had at the Buckeye Superfest. My God.
dude.
Did
It
you
was
get it? Did you get anything, Kayla? Specifically at the show?
No, because I'm going to wait until this weekend at Georgia, but I
Yeah.
got me a Whiskey Jam hat because I was afraid they would
Yeah.
sell out. And so
They had
that's
a
what I
lot of
got.
them.
I
Yeah.
think we all
The lines
us.
are just stupid long.
Oh,
Oh,
it
the
was
lines were
crazy.
I made my brother go wait in line for the posters while Drew was playing because my brother wasn't. He does. I mean, he likes Drew, but he's not really into him yet. He's kind of still figuring him out. But I was like, hey man, do you care to go wait in line and get me a poster? My buddy Zach one, and Drew's whole set went by. My brother was still like only a third of the way to the merch table.
Wow.
Yeah, the lines were crazy. But
Yeah,
yeah.
it was wild.
All right, guys. Well, thanks again. Again, you guys go follow them on social media. Facebook, you can find Zach in the group. Luke Combs, this one's for you. Kayla, you can find her at Luke Combs Updates on all social media platforms. And guys, we appreciate you hanging with us through this episode. Comment on our socials and let us know what you guys think of the album and what your favorite songs are. And as always, until next time, keep it country and take care of each other.